here we were, very busy working on our Jam Rock at Sea special for this week. But then came words that Buju Banton was freed yesterday and on his way to Jamaica. And that changed everything. Because instead of going Jam Rock at Sea this week on our stage, we now are forced to go Jam Rock on the rock itself, because Jamaica is now converted to Buju Banton's country. Though we knew that Buju was scheduled to be out today, we also knew that processing could take some time before he's actually traveling to the island. But the Gargamel came out yesterday. And so, what we're going to do for you today is to go back to the story of Buju Banton, from teenage dancehall sensation to international convicted warrior, Buju Banton. But first, someone who knows everything about Buju Banton. Longtime friend and confidant, producer, manager, Donovan Jeremy. Donovan, sir.
My respects, sir.
Thank you so much for having us, sir. Okay, but first of all, I must congratulate you, by the way.
Thank you.
You are as much a man of the moment as Buju Banton, because you're a winner of the Factor, the X Factor in the UK. You won the Manning Cup football competition in Jamaica. And
the Banton
is
Coles
home.
Football Cup too. I can't leave the youngsters them, you know.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
So this is your moment. Congrats on all of that, sir.
Thank you.
Something special is going on for you, Donovan Jeremy. And of course, Donovan is the penthouse boss. So, sir, the Banton came home. Can we sit down right here?
Sure.
Let's have a seat right here.
Yeah.
So, Buju came home yesterday and it was extremely quiet.
We didn't really want it to be a celebration, you know.
Yes.
He came back. He's come back from prison for 10 years.
Yes.
He didn't want to come in on a fanfare. He wants to come in quietly, get his foot on the ground, spend some time with his family, reacquaint himself with Jamaica before really stepping out there. And you can well imagine 10 years of incarceration, psychologically. You're not just getting happen as you come out like that,
And he must have been surprised about the amount of pictures that were taken of him coming through the airport.
Yeah.
Because those people apparently at the airport were waiting for him. They knew that there was a Buju is scheduled to arrive on the island.
Yeah.
And in fact, it seems to me that they have been planning for weeks. And people have their phones ready to take pictures when he comes through.
And the friends started from the picture, the video from Atlanta,
Yes.
when you were coming out of the car. I don't know if somebody get that.
So he's in. What mood is he in? How did he respond to the reception and coming in yesterday?
Well, I think he was pleasantly surprised, but also appreciative of the fact that there seemed to be, a nice welcome waiting for him,
Yes.
And there was so much people up at the front of the airport that there's no way on God's earth we could have gone through that area.
Okay.
So we had devised a plan to take him out another way, out of the airport. So when people realized that Buju had left the airport, he was already at Balata Avenue. Yeah.
And how did the family react to his arrival?
Well, his daughter wasn't there at the airport with him, picking up of him also, Mm-hmm. So she was so emotional, tears and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
And
can imagine.
Yes, and then when he went to the studio, mm-hmm. There was people there waiting also. So I think he probably saw that video of people. He was really converted to people out there. But it was an evening of joy, an evening of relief for him, and it's he can see him exhaling, but he was still witty.
Yes, the good old Buju Banton, we knew.
That is what I'm looking for in him after 10 years of incarceration.
Yes.
If that wit is still
That
there.
brain is still functioning the way it was before.
Yes, it's still there.
Yes.
Very, very quick.
Maybe even more so
You know,
now,
yes.
because he's got a lot of time to reflect and to do a lot of introspection, to read and to keep the brain alive.
Two of the most foremost things to me I see now, the man big.
Yeah.
So wait, you know,
That's what I was wondering about that picture.
Yeah, man, the man big.
Man.
Yes, and he looks so rested.
Oh, yeah.
The man looks so rested.
So
You know.
how ready is he for the world as a Jamaican man? And when are we likely to see a public appearance, and what form will it take? Can you speak to all of that?
No, not now. I know musically I can speak. And the fact last night, I said to him, you need to take 2 weeks off and then we see where you're at musically before we go forward.
Yes.
And his response to me was, he has had 10 years resting, he's ready to start work now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So he's ready
yeah,
to
he's ready to start working
Wow.
now. Because he's had 10 years of rest already.
So that will be recordings, I
Yes,
suspect.
yeah. But I don't think it will be recorded, you know, because
He will make appearances?
no, I don't think we can make an appearance. So we're,
Okay. So when you say ready to work musically,
Yes,
what does that
working, recording,
Recordings,
doing demos,
yes,
demos,
and-
yeah,
Okay.
things like that. And rehearsing, because the band is rehearsing now, and you, at some point have to start joining the rehearsal.
So the band is together at the
Yeah,
moment?
man, and we've been rehearsing for at least a month now.
A month now they've
Yeah,
been
man.
rehearsing.
This infrastructure around me is ready.
Yes.
We have to wait and see where he is at vocally.
Okay.
Because
Oh.
after 10 years I've not using them vocals,
Yes.
you know, we don't know where he's at.
And the
In
physical
here.
fitness is obvious.
Yes.
He's
and-
very fit
yeah,
physically,
yeah.
based on what you're telling us.
Yeah, man.
The first show, Donovan, this is everybody's guess. Right?
March.
Everybody's wondering when. Where?
March.
Where?
March. Jamaica.
Jamaica, the first show.
Jamaica, yeah, man.
Jamaica, March. The
Yeah.
first show
Yes.
for Buju Banton, March in
Jamaica,
Jamaica.
yes.
So all you Jamaicans who were ruffled by
Yeah, man.
news that he
Yeah.
may be appearing somewhere else before,
Yeah.
now you know. It's
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, man.
Jamaica. Kingston?
I think you're easy.
Well, I mean, is it Kingston? Is it St. Anne's Bay? Is it where? Down on the North Coast?
I will leave that to the formal announcement.
Yes.
There's a formal announcement coming up with regards to the show.
Okay, well, we can live with that.
Yeah.
We now can relax.
Yeah, to me, the most critical thing is that it is Jamaica.
It is Jamaica.
Yeah.
The official celebration of the return of the Gargamel Buju Banton. Well, Jermaine, sir, I won't pressure you anymore. I'll leave you alone for you to do whatever your business is. So I just want to personally say to you, Gargamel, welcome home, sir. We miss you, and we look forward to your return to the front line of positive, uplifting music in Jamaica. We need you now more than ever. Not just Jamaica, the world needs you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And need your kind of music, Gargamel. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take all our fans around the world right now back to the story of Buju Banton. From teenage dancehall sensation to international warrior, convicted.
One day things must get better. Don't you go down, keep your head above the water.
In the mid-1990s, such was Buju Banton's impact in the global music space. He was being hailed the new Bob Marley.
You may think my fate is in vain, till Shiloh we chant Rastafari's name.
This after a dramatic transformation from teenage sensation.
She a feel run well if he want.
Lyrical focus to social commentary on tracks like Operation Arden, Deportee,
Things change, no one notice the life hard.
and the safe sex anthem, Willie, Don't Be Silly.
Right ragamuffin, don't be silly. Put some rubbers on the willy.
A chain of events start to happen, which further cement this into my mind. Like things just so happening just so close. The death of Panhead, other things just start happening. Me, I get involved in certain things. You know what I mean? I'm ever step back and start check myself and say, wait, because I can't, if God bless me, I can't surrender my soul to the devil.
Many artists start off imitating something or someone, even sounding like, but then eventually the artist finds their own voice.
Buju's conscious awakening was far deeper than social commentary.
I really wanna rule my destiny. Hear me call, call, call.
It was a spiritual renaissance through Rastafari.
Strangest feeling I'm feeling, but our love we will always believe in. Though you may think my faith is in vain, till Shiloh we chant Rastafari's name.
It was you get up one morning and Buju is no longer the clean cut. He is now Rastafari. We're like, what is this? What does this mean?
We animal always around a penthouse, and due to the questions and the kind of reasoning we used to have, to me it was evident that someday that would manifest.
I know this is the best. All the coke and nothing split. Those will not be confessed.
Things come to you in a vision, you feel, you know, your personal belief, you know what I mean? You know things where strengthen you and firm you up. Even the elders have to pass on knowledge, even if them pass it on, them they know so they pass it on. But what was most dramatic was the Church of Ethiopia find me, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah, cause I did my yard and my phone ring. Who is this? Is this Buju Banton? I say, yes, this is Buju Banton. And I say, this is Haile Tekla Miriam. I say, who? From the Church of Ethiopia. So I say, oh, did you get this number? I say, get this number from Haile Amahan, which was the man who actually served the last rites of Bob Marley. Anyway, I know shun people worse when you're coming from the church. You know what I mean? And then I start reasoning with this man, and you know, I should meet this man upon once I was going to Africa, and I say, all right, I'm going to Africa. So I go and meet you, and when I come in England, I desire to meet this man. I've been speaking to this man for nearly 4 years. I don't see never know what this man look like. This man, you know what I mean? Always I tell I things about myself. When I meet this man at the airport, and I did at the airport, I wait and all my crew at Terminal 3, and I still in a Terminal 1, I wait for them to come to see me, you know? When them come, I see a man approach in a tall black robe and a little hat over him head, and them have 3 more men, and them come in front, you know, and them take out a cross. And them say kneel, and I kneel in front of them, and I say them 9 times at the big at the airport. Rastafari was fully received and fully evident in the house of Jah.
Well, fortunately, it turned out good.
Food on my table, oh Cha-Cha bless, cry, body needy, and shelterless.
A reformation that was manifested in the 1995 Grammy-nominated masterpiece, Till Shiloh.
Till I'm laid to rest, yes, always be depressed, there's no life in the West.
It culminated in Till Shiloh, because for me, Till Shiloh now defined another type of Buju in terms of artistic purity, you know, lyrical clarity, and, you know, inspiration, broader scope painting, not about what is big and hot and hype in the dance hall today. What are these big stories that need to be told? So to me, that second coming was the more authentic in terms of who Buju Banton was and is.
Why try to make I unhappy?
Really, I don't know.
Till Shiloh, followed by Inner Heights, were received as timeless works that set Buju apart from all his compatriots in dancehall and led many to believe he would be Jamaica's next Bob Marley.
I'm a living while I'm living, to the Father I will pray. Only Him know how we get through every day.
On the night of 9/11, traumatized Americans found consolation in the songs of Buju Banton from that body of work.
Are you ready? A rich man's word is in the sea.
I America's, we don't want to admit it or not, is one of the major consumer of music this day, likewise Europe, you know what I mean? And regardless of what they have done, there are still Jamaicans there, there are still warm people there, just like here in Jamaica, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is our task, because they always look at us, you know, from down in Jamaica as people, prophets and people who can give solace to them, you know what I mean?
Banton, who had suffered a broken leg from playing football earlier, performed in a wheelchair on the deadly night of 9/11. Despite his tremendous courage though, the broken leg took Buju away from work for almost a year. And he was barely back on his feet in 2003 when he had his first run-in with the law. Buju was arrested by Jamaican law enforcers and charged with possession and cultivating ganja.
2003, right after my recovery, in November, them running at my place and slap a marijuana cultivation charge on me right over here, so hamper me for another 8 months. Yeah, and then I go back in America 1 year later.
Oh, so that charge took you off the road for 8 months?
Then they never did know that.
Banton lost the case and was sentenced to pay a fine of 9,000 Jamaican dollars in 2004.
It's not an easy road.
Banton's ganja woes paled in comparison to his battle with the global gay community. After the break, the Boom Bye Bye saga, right here on stage.
Reaching more and more screens around the world every week. On stage, so much more than entertainment.
In the mid-1990s, after a dramatic social and spiritual transformation and a Grammy nomination, Buju Banton was poised to break into the international pop music mainstream.
World is in trouble.
But it was then that the obstacle that would dog his career up to this day emerged. An intense global campaign by gay rights activists against the Sing J for his 1992 anti-homosexual rant, Boom Bye Bye.
We begin with plans to bring a controversial singer known for his anti-gay lyrics to the National Theater here in Richmond.
That really has the gay community up in arms.
The gay community had been dancing to Boom Bye Bye. In New York, it was being played in the clubs. They were dancing to it until one very astute Jamaican gay decided to write out the lyrics and let them know exactly what they were dancing to. And that all the wrath of hell descended on Buju after that. They just never ever forgave him.
Before Buju, gay rights activists in Britain and the US had arrested Shabba Ranks' Global Blitz after the two-time Grammy Kid defended his anti-homosexual stance during a television interview.
Shabba, are you a Buju Banton fan?
Well, most definitely right now, from a forfeit the law of God Almighty, you deserve crucifixion. Most definitely. The Bible, I live by the concept of the Bible, which is the righteousness of every human being. And the Bible stated that man should multiply. The multiplication is done by a male and a female.
But that's absolute crap, and you know it.
So I am gonna make myself prepare to weather the storm. Comes what may. Oh, I am confident. Round in Jamaica tonight.
Buju, who many thought was poised to be the next big name in dancehall, was a major target.
They who sit at the helm of the world today, they are not for truths and rights, and they do the moral values which they represent are much different from the ones that we represent in many ways. You understand? This is the struggle which our music faced.
We do see that the homosexual lobby is trying to impose a worldview on the rest of us, and we stand opposed to it. I know of no other music form or no other culture, no other country where persons are definitively saying that, look, we honestly believe that the laws of God and the laws of man, should not be equated.
Gay people don't grow up. Them have here for 20 years because there's no person here today who is the same person who he was 20 years ago. There's no person here today. Everybody grew up. Them don't grow up. Them don't forget anything.
It's not an easy road. How many see the glamour and the glitter, so them think I better rose.
In 2004, dancehall music had started to break big in Europe. When gay rights activists in Britain launched a whole new campaign against homophobic lyrics in the genre.
They tend to want to hit on reggae and reggae artists, especially because they might think that some form of weakness is there, and therefore they look for every loophole. Once you say something that is discriminatory or sound as if it could instigate something very negative, is like they get at you. Whether you want to say, boy, you did it when you were 19, or you apologize or whatever, they still come at you.
You cannot stop artists from having free speech and free expression. That is not understood in Europe or in America by any of these right-wing gay organizations, because they do exist. It doesn't matter what is signed or what is said by them. There's always going to be right-wing elements in their organizations that's going to want to stop reggae music, because for their own benefits. These guys have a right to exist, a right to perform, and a right to feed themselves and defend themselves.
Boycott Cabana! Boycott Cabana!
This time, the community wanted 8 artists, including Buju Banton, to apologize for past lyrics and to give a commitment never to perform any such lyrics ever again.
I don't find it fair, They sent a letter and said, yes, apologize. We do apologize for 8 songs because we are not here to sing 8 songs. We are here to sing songs to people love and respect. So Buju Banton did that 150 times. And they're still not accepting. That means them don't want to hear what you said. No. Them know what you said before.
Have no fear of evildoers.
As was expected, the artists were defiant, but the gays were not deterred.
You cannot hate gay people in Jamaica and sing your songs of hate and then come to America and expect gay people to say this is okay or to expect us not to protest. We will protest.
Pressure was brought to bear on government officials, booking agents, record companies, venue owners and promoters across Europe and the US, demanding that these artists and their quote-unquote hate lyrics be stopped.
11 years ago, somebody did die. They were brutally beaten. Try to lie. It doesn't matter about your culture.
The protest resulted in widespread cancellations and substantial loss of income for the artists.
The politics from the gay organization, it is not right, but because there's nobody there who can defend the Jamaican interest, they can operate with false tricks. What they do, this is sometimes based on blackmail. If they call venues and medias, and what they do is blackmail. It goes out to the daily newspapers, goes out on the radio, and it catches a big attention.
Now, as far as Europe is concerned, we have now promoters, agents who don't want to book reggae music. They don't want to book reggae music because, quote unquote, it's a hate music.
His woes notwithstanding, Buju Banton's music found favor with millions around the world.
Sometimes I'm so happy that I never explode, as you said, on the international scene, because when the man explodes, it's like them shrapnel out. And the remnants of that isn't even worthy to listen to. I want to stay as something in the gutter. And it's a trickle down, so, but still gathering a huge mass. Because up to this date, when my name is placed on the marquee, I haven't turned up and sing for a handful of people.
Yet he remained, by far, the most targeted Jamaican artist by the powerful global gay activist movement.
Like seriously, the gay community went all out and Buju like seriously like God no.
A number of other artists have had impact in that manner, but they said action and reaction are equal and opposite because of the stature and the potency and the power of a Buju Banton. They would have to come at him much stronger.
When we come back, Buju's incredible attempt at peace with the gays, his reclaiming dancehall preeminence, and the news that shocked us all.
Reaching more and more screens around the world every week. On stage, so much more than entertainment.
In 2006, after a 12-year inspirational and provocative social vocation that earned 4 Grammy nominations and the establishment of Gargamel music, Buju Banton reclaimed his dancehall preeminence with Too Bad. An unadulterated 17-track dancehall disc with the runaway driver.
Don't stop at all. Drop this Arizona Rona album all.
Driver, which depicts drug trafficking in the US, rocketed to the top of reggae and dancehall charts everywhere.
FedEx and UPS I make several trip. I'm in life savings and right on this. You can drink and beer, but don't you near a split.
When Buju came out with Too Bad album, I wasn't surprised. Buju is a dancehall artist. You understand what I say? That couldn't surprise me. So Buju come out with me mother say me bad, me too bad, me too.
Me baby mother say me bad, me too 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 bad.
It don't surprise me because we have used to Buju Banton this way.
He hasn't lost that quintessential dancehall artist flavor.
It was the biggest comeback in dancehall's history that reinstated the DJ in the uppermost chamber of the genre. But according to Banton, who was now sporting the moniker Gargamel, it was more than just a comeback. It was a move, he says, to reorder the course of dancehall.
In reality, I should have been a mentor to most of my brethren then, but they don't see it like that because they are self-centered. So them go on from them own little way, and in them own little way, they try to pollute what we have worked so hard to change. You understand? So if the young generations that come up, they them turn it in a sex shop, some man turn it in a dance club. There's more to it than that. It's entertainment, yes. So we never knock it. I would never go out and say nothing about whatever my brothers are doing to earn them bread. But the foundation of the music must be kept, and the moral standard of the music must be kept. That's the only way we're going to take on from a man like Burning Spear, who's 60 years old, and Israel Vibration, who is up in age. When those guys pass on, God forbid, who is gonna be out here singing reggae music for the people?
The Gargamel's resurgence as a dancehall kingpin opened new possibilities for the lanky Sing J in the global mainstream. He was now being sought for collabs with some of the biggest names in hip-hop and R&B, like John Legend.
I couldn't let you pass even if I try. I'm a bird in the hand, white chase one in the sky.
For me, that's one of the greatest things about Buju, his duality. If Buju goes conscious, you have to stop and listen and appreciate it.
I'm a living while
And when Buju goes dance hall, you have no option but to wind up this music.
But the war between him and the gay community was not over.
Oh God.
The gays renewed their campaign against Banton in the US with more fervor.
We are here tonight in front of the Club Cabana to protest murder musician Buju Banton. Buju Banton is a notorious promoter of hatred against gay people and of actual murder and mayhem and violence against gay people. We are here to tell Buju Banton that war will never end.
What I had to find out in 2009 was that the gay organizations are getting really good organized, that they are connected worldwide now, more than 2 or 3 years ago, much more than 2 or 3 years ago.
But Buju, who was now sporting the moniker Gargamel, appeared to have lost the zeal to fight. Have mercy. And in the summer of 2008 was reported as referring to gays and lesbians in Chicago as his brothers and sisters. A statement he later clarified on our cameras.
No, well, that statement was not referring to them in particular, the world in general. That's a general statement.
For all humans.
You know what I mean? Because you know, how can a man who try to preach a music of love go out there and say love you and hate you? It's one general love, man.
No condition.
No, but I'm not uphold the things what you do individually.
It is strange, this feeling I'm feeling, but your love we will always believe in. Though you may think my till Shiloh each other.
In 2009, after a series of picketing at Buju's concerts by the gay lobby that resulted in several cancellations, Banton shocked the world when he agreed to meet with the San Francisco chapter of the gay and lesbian community. The move was to try and find ways to resolve their differences.
Starting the dialogue with him as gay people was very important, and I'm very happy.
The meeting was going well for the most part.
He said in the meeting that his feelings about gay people had evolved, okay? That he had made mistakes, that he had learned from his mistakes.
But then the gays decided to push the envelope.
We asked him to state those mistakes and how he had changed to an audience in Jamaica. He rejected that.
He wanted Buju Banton to donate money from the show to the gay community. He wanted Buju Banton to set up a town hall meeting to bring together the gay community and bring together alliance. He wanted Buju Banton to announce on stage that he's sorry for singing Boom Bye Bye and announce to the world that he's sorry for the song and sorry for his views.
Well, I thought they were very ambitious. Some of them a bit, over and above, because asking Buju Banton, for example, to sing about, loving gays in his music is really going in real contravention to the mores and the ideas that are Jamaican one and our dancehall in the other. Asking him really to commit suicide is put his career suicide.
Don't try to make me be your spokesman, and this is what I think they bring down on Buju Banton in the strongest way, for him to be the gay spokesman.
I believe it is not radical to say in 2009 we need love for gay people in Jamaica.
Guys coming, but tired of running from the law. I am really not a feeling. The reason I am living is because I was sick on the job.
In late December, about 2 weeks after the ill-fated meeting in San Francisco, the world received an even more shocking news.
New this morning, a reggae star whose anti-gay lyrics led to a show cancellation in Miami is now locked up in a federal cell in Miami on drug conspiracy charges.
Federal U.S. authorities say Buju attempted to buy cocaine from an undercover officer in Florida. He faces a charge of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute more than 5 kilograms of cocaine.
After 9 months behind bars, 3.5 days of trial, and over 15 hours of deliberations, the judge ordered a retrial. A 12-man jury was split on whether to convict or set the Gargamel free.
The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want, make me down to lie.
A retrial was severely disappointing news for Banton's fans, in whose minds the artist had already been vindicated.
not guilty.
Not guilty. He's not guilty still, but we just want the artist to come back home. So I don't know our artist and our idol are missing.
Not guilty, straight. Freedom Buju Banton.
Not guilty. If we free the Ras, and my Ras for come on me yard, you see me? So me say, free Buju.
After the break, more good and bad news. The retrial and conviction.
Destiny, Mama look from when you call me. Destiny, Mama look from when you call it.
Reaching more and more screens around the world every week. On stage, so much more than entertainment.
Jah knows I'm innocent. Jah knows I'm innocent, yeah.
Immediately following the judge's order for a retrial, Buju Banton's attorney David Markus and his team were back on the case.
Oh no.
And their first win came in October when a motion for bail was finally granted, albeit under very strict conditions.
In these sorts of cases, it's very rare. We're thankful to the judge for giving him bail. The judge saw what kind of person Buju was at the trial, and that's why he let him out.
Another big win came in November when a judge reversed the previous ruling and granted Banton permission to perform at a concert in Miami.
Government wins 95% of their cases at trial. We beat them at the first trial. They did not get a conviction. Now, he's not free yet. We're planning on doing that at trial number 2, which is coming up in February.
Hey, Gringo, hand me my pistolero. While you're at it, get me my sombrero.
Staged at Bayfront Park Amphitheater downtown Miami, the concert, which was primarily a fundraiser for Banton's defense, was a smashing success.
And this is same time rise and same time fall, but Buju don't believe it to that falling thing.
The outpouring of love and support for the reggae star was overwhelming. From fans,
yeah man, we're enjoying the music,
to fellow artists.
Let's have a watch in the wall. I want to put up on the one for Buju Banton right now. Let's go, Buju. What's the man? What you say,
I'm not happy that I'm here right now to give my support on behalf of myself, my family, Jerry, and the entire Jamaican music fraternity.
And to top it off, the capacity crowd experienced, arguably, Buju's best performance ever. But it wasn't just the defense that had wasted no time on Banton's case. Since they hung jury in September 2010, the prosecution was also hard at work searching for new evidence, new charges for the Gargamel, and dropped the bombshell just days before the retrial, which was now set for February 2011. Buju was slapped with 2 additional charges: attempted possession with the intent to distribute cocaine and using a wire to facilitate a drug trafficking offense, and will now be tried on 4 counts, the previous being conspiracy to possess with the intent to distribute cocaine and possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense.
What about those who care?
On the eve of his retrial, Sunday, February 13, Buju Banton received the news every recording artist dreams of.
And the Grammy goes to...
A Grammy win. The Gargamels Before the Dawn CD was voted Best Reggae Album of 2010.
I've been accused, wrongly convicted. Jah knows I'm innocent. Jah knows I'm innocent.
Buju's Grammy win, however, appeared to have absolutely no bearing on the case. For on Tuesday, February 22nd, after a week of trial and deliberations, a 12-man jury at the Sam M. Gibson Federal Court in Tampa, Florida, found Gargamel guilty on 3 of the 4 charges.
He's found guilty of 3 of the 4 charges. Counts 1, counts 3, and counts 4. Count 1 is the conspiracy count, count 3 is the gun charge, and count 4 is the telephone count. And we're just devastated, and we're going to keep fighting and we're going to appeal.
Buju had a message for everyone through his lawyer.
He said, our life and our destinies are sometimes predestined, and no matter where this journey takes me, remember I fought the good fight. It was a great man that said, my head is bloody but still unbowed. I love you all, thank you for your support, and continue loving God.
Buju has up to 6 months before sentencing, and already the call is out for an appeal to overturn the ruling. In the meantime, his fans and loved ones seek comfort in his vast
Just feeling I'm feeling, but your love we will always believe in. Though you may think my faith is in vain, till Shiloh we chant Rastafari's name. The rich man's wealth is in. I want to hear you. Destruction of the poor. I can hear you. Destruction of our soul. Oh my people, you hear. Somehow I wonder if you hear. Right now I say, every day of my life, say that here I cry, where me all of destiny. Oh mama, look from where you come. Destiny. Oh mama, look from where you say, I wanna rule my destiny. I wanna rule my destiny. Woman, it's not an easy road. Who can afford to run will run. But what about those who can't? They will have to say, this opportunity I scarce somebody take. Well, you Jamaicans, I say, when mama still alone, save you from loss. Never you play competitive world. Oh, we're spending the time. I know we know we got the room it may take up. Oh, my cup is full. The goal has never been told.
I'm Winford Williams on behalf of the hardworking team right here on stage, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more On Stage.
Master's freed, that leaded me the quiet waters by.
All right, thanks for watching our video. You know what to do. Click, subscribe, and be on our stage always.